Gluten-free diets are on the rise, not just in the general population, but in women trying to conceive and expectant mums too. While this diet is an absolute must for those with celiac disease, is it a diet that everyone should be adopting? And keep watching to find out. My name is Melanie McGrice and I'm a dietitian with a focus on pregnancy and infant nutrition. I understand the long-term impact of a mother's diet on her growing baby. That's why I've made it my mission to assist mums in making informed choices during the first 1,000 days of life. Gluten is a protein found in wheat, barley and rye and should be completely avoided by people with celiac disease because when they consume gluten, an autoimmune reaction to the gluten occurs, causing damage to the small intestine, leading to nutrient malabsorption and a host of health problems, including diarrhea, bloating and/or stomach aches. Sometimes these gastrointestinal symptoms don't occur and the only manifestation is secondary disorders such as osteoporosis, anemia or infertility. The link between celiac disease and fertility is being explored, but it's thought that when a person is undiagnosed and continues to eat gluten, the nutrient malabsorption they experience may play a role in their fertility status. As up to 30% of infertility cases are unexplained, many researchers believe that a significant portion of these couples may have undiagnosed celiac disease. This link has spread like wildfire, leading the public to jump to gluten-free diets as a cure for infertility. Now, for mums to be with celiac disease, continuing to consume gluten can also lead to higher risk of miscarriage, preterm birth and low birth weight. Good quality research, however, does show us that an early diagnosis of celiac disease minimises these risks. In addition to this, some animal research also suggests that if a mum with celiac disease follows a strict gluten-free diet, then she may minimise the risk of celiac disease in her baby, who is genetically disposed. Hearing this kind of research could scare any mum into avoiding gluten because the harm seems bigger than just cutting out this single nutrient. But going gluten-free also comes with some risks, especially if it's not properly planned. For example, gluten is often found in foods that are rich in nutrients that are important for critical periods of bub's development and growth, such as folate. Folate is needed in adequate amounts to help the neural tube close in the early weeks of pregnancy. Not consuming enough can lead to neural tube defects, such as spina bifida. Another example of an important nutrient that may be missing includes fibre. This is because grains are naturally rich in fibre and gluten-free foods are often made from lower fibre starch or refined flours. This lack of fibre can have a number of detrimental effects. Not only is fibre important for regular bowel movements, but some preliminary research has actually linked a low maternal fibre intake with an increased risk for celiac disease in her offspring. Now, choosing more processed gluten-free foods can also lead to an insufficient intake in other important nutrients, such as vitamin D, vitamin B12, iron, zinc, magnesium and calcium. So if you do need to follow a gluten-free diet, your best bet is to choose a variety of whole, minimally processed foods that are naturally gluten-free over their highly processed counterparts. Some great nutrient-dense options include fruits, veggies, lean proteins and naturally gluten-free grains such as quinoa, brown rice and millet. It's also important to note that if you do actually have celiac disease and are on a gluten-free diet, it will be impossible to diagnose because the diagnosis involves looking for antibodies, which won't be made if you're not consuming gluten. This means that for a positive diagnosis, you actually need to go back onto eating gluten for a while. Now, at the end of the day, going gluten-free is a must for some, but if you suspect that you have celiac disease, then you should get it checked out before you go gluten-free and should change your diet with the help of a dietitian to ensure that you're not missing out on anything vital that could hurt you or your bub. And if you have any questions, please pop them into the comments box below or send me a query on any of my social media channels. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get notifications of any new videos so that you can keep up to date on the latest and greatest prenatal research. I hope you enjoyed this video and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I should say they're naturally gluten-free. Sorry, I'm going to do that sentence again. Post. But, no, not but.